Sup guys, this is the top 10 Logia fruits in One Piece. 11 Logia fruits, 10 spots. Only one will be left out. Which one would it be? Just kidding. There's a tie, so yeah, no leaving out a fruit. Yay. Thanks to the One Piece subreddit for voting, garnered 335 votes. Thanks. Which element will triumph? Which force of nature will be the most impressive? And will I ever not procrastinate? No. Number 10. The Numa No Me, or the Swamp fruit, with 2 votes. It was eaten by caribou, becoming the element of swamp, making the user a swamp human. Unlike most of the other Logia fruits, this fruit's power is centered on absorption. He can create bottomless swamps, which causes one to sink more if they struggle to escape, drowning them with the thick mud or capturing them using the swamp mass. The swamp also serves as a storage space, which has infinite space, being able to stash and stockpile as much things as you desire, hoarding stuff like fucking Gatling gun or scythe, or be really rapey and abduct best girl. Caribou can spread, alter, or extend parts of his body to covertly spy or to swiftly abduct targets with the element of surprise, though in turn he'd be locked in that muddy state if he is trapped in a confined space. Poor guy. Barrels are his worst nightmare. Number 9. The Moku No Me, or the Smoke fruit, with 12 votes. It was eaten by Smoker, becoming the element of smoke, earning him the epithet White Hunter. The primary facility of the fruit is granting the user to manipulate the smoke's density. Smoker can shoot clouds of smoke to envelop his target and then solidify the fumes to grasp them, or launch a cloud of dense smoke from his arms to deliver a flurry of strikes. He can propel himself at great speed, charging towards his opponent and pinning the prey. The danger of secondhand smoking. Be above the influence. Number 8. The Magma No Me, or the Magma fruit, with 18 votes. It was eaten by Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, formerly known as Admiral Akanu, becoming the element of magma, turning the user into a magma human. The scalding heat emanating from his body and volatile potency of his techniques is capable of permanently reshaping the entire landscape, completely setting it ablaze, as if an apocalypse had occurred on the battlefield. Sakazuki's signature technique is thrusting a colossal fist of pure magma into his opponent to elongate and bolster the searing pain. Once the molten fist has perforated their body, he detonates his fist to exude a flow of magma in the middle of their body, resulting in massive internal damage. Or he can puncture the ground to cause an eruption of volcanic rocks to damage all within the blast radius. With 2 fists, he launches multiple magma fists into the distant sky, steadily descending and raining down upon the battlefield, mirroring a cross between a volcanic eruption and a meteor shower. If he wants to be creative, he launches an artificial hellhound composed of magma to chase the opponent. To close the space for fisting distance, he can launch himself like a volcanic discharge towards the opponent. Number 7. The Yuki No Me, or the Snow fruit, with 22 votes. The fruit was eaten by Monet, becoming the element of snow, turning the user into a snow human. The fruit main function is focalized on stalling the fight until the opponent is completely drained and immobilized from the severe lasting cold. She releases a massive snowstorm to alter the battlefield into a snowfield, vigorously taking advantage of the blizzard and the favorable terrain to conceal herself from the opponent, setting traps, swiftly storming her opponent, etc. Monet could construct an igloo made up of overlapping layers of dense solid snow barriers to trap her opponent, or create a solid snow wall to forestall an opponent from escaping. She could easily slip through her own calm snow barriers, while the opponent has to deplete their energy to smash through the barriers and catch her. And her greatest move, the hug, embracing the opponent with her cold body to drain their body heat. A hug from the prey best girl will be neat, albeit frostbites, losing consciousness, and death, but it's okay, it's still best girl. Monet also benefits from her harpy physiology, freezing the feathers on her wings to remodel them into sharpened solid snow blades. She can swing her wings to release the most kawaii snowballs ever. Cute little snow rabbits. Kidding you? OMG. The whiskers. The whiskers. When Monet is happy with the current state of the situation, she will initiate by transforming into snow. Then she'll proceed to surround an opponent with perpetual snow, gradually freezing them to the point of not being able to move, prompting Monet to transform into a snow monster with long fangs, shredding the opponent to pieces. She still can get it. Number 7. The Gasu No Me, or the Gas fruit, with 22 volts. It was eaten by Caesar Clown, or Gangsta Gustino. Since he's an evil scientist, he'll be one of the few individuals in the One Piece world that can draw out the full potential of the fruit and moreover enhance the devil fruit with his chemical expertise, having completed numerous experiments on himself to embellish his powers by converting his gas to be poisonous and combustible. Though due to him being a flammable gas, he'd be ignited when a flare comes into contact with his body. Caesar can absorb other gases and even merge with such gases to increase his own size and power. Additionally, he can manipulate other pre-existing gases, like creating an airless world or empty land, removing the oxygen to asphyxiate his opponents or extinguish all flames near him. Alternatively, to create a blade of oxidized flames. And he could do other cool science shit to watch the world burn. And the firing of fucking laser beam though! Man, the power of science. Number 6. The Hihi No Me, or the Dark fruit, with 27 volts. It was eaten by Marshall D. Teach, also known as Blackbeardo, becoming the element of darkness, making the user a darkness human. This fruit is considered to be unique even for a Logia type, and it is also said to be the most evil devil fruit to exist. Unlike the other Logia devil fruits, the element isn't matter or energy, it's abstract. It's darkness that can reduce anything to nothingness. Blackbeard typically commences by spreading his darkness into a vast pool that devours everything and crushes everything that had been swallowed by the void of darkness. Soon after, he expels all the remains of the absorbed properties at the opponent with high intensity. People that have been swallowed by the shroud of darkness will sustain heavy injuries and be in a state of shock after they've been released from the darkness. He can also forcibly pull the opponent and consume projectiles that's been hurled towards him. The gravitational pull of the darkness is his greatest strength, yet its greatest weakness. Unlike every other Logia user, he can't transform to that said element. The user of the fruit is vulnerable to attacks and takes more damage than an average human would, though in exchange, he wields the ability to truly hold the power of the devil to nullify other devil fruit abilities through physical contact. Be it a Paramecia, Zoan, or Logia, is absolute. Number 5. The Sunnah No Me, or the Sand fruit, with 29 volts. It was eaten by Crocodile, becoming the element of sand, turning the user into a sand human within a desert terrain. He could tap into the full power of the devil fruit to become nearly invincible, creating a blade of fast-moving sand that slices and splits everything, causing erosions and fissures, dividing the land with a single slash, ripping the desert to form a giant pit of quicksand and bury them alive, and hurling a rampaging sandstorm upon his enemies. The user can even hone the fruit to the extent of absorbing moisture from their opponents it grabs, causing them to weather and dry out from dehydration. He could extend the ability to his Crescent Cutlass, instantly robbing all moisture from anything that had been hit by the trail. He could crumble and collapse the land with Wasteland Catalysm. Of all the Logia devil fruits, this one is the most susceptible to water. It prevents the user from dispersing his body, temporarily nullifying his intangibility, though Crocodile could absorb the offending liquid to reverse the effect. Number 4. The Hihi No Me, or the Chili Fruit, with 35 volts. It was eaten by Kuzan, better known as former Admiral Aokiji, becoming the element of ice, turning the user into a freezing human. The user can instantly freeze anything that comes into contact with him, gently deliberating them into a fragile state. Crack it, shatter it, lick it. I don't know what you crazy kids do nowadays. Do you know what killed the dinosaurs?
Ice Age.
Instantly freezes an area or a large body of water on a grand scale, transforming the space into a frozen wasteland, which thereby removed the standard weakness of a devil fruit user. No one's gonna drown today, boys. The user can generate and project several ice spears, hailstorm a massive wave of ice shaped like a pheasant, etc. Oh my icy nan.
Everything's frozen. Frozen?
Keep it fresh frozen.
Fresh frozen?
Yes, sir.
There's no such thing. It's either fresh or it's frozen. Frozen.
It was a fresh frozen. You keep it frozen, fresh frozen, it tastes more fresh.
Everything's frozen.
Number 3. The Magma No Me, or the Flame Fruit, with 54 volts. It was eaten by Sabo, and previously Porgus the Ace, becoming the element of fire, giving Ace his reputation as Fire Fist Ace. Ace's apparent signature method of offense is the art of the Fire Fist, clenching his burning fist to send forth a column of fire as target. Ace's main style of fighting simply lies from shooting a stream or projectile of fire as opponent, to making preparations like amassing flames into a focus point or making prerequisite moves to activate a technique to fire as opponent. Pew 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 pew. Sabo, on the other hand, inclines for a more close-up measure, igniting his drying claws to simultaneously burn and tear his opponent. Number 2. The Gorgorno No Me, or the Rumble Fruit, with 63 volts. It was eaten by God and Nell, becoming the element of lightning, making the user a lightning human, or shall I say, a god of thunder. This fruit's power has been noted to make the viewer invincible, unleashing huge and powerful lightning bolts to crash down upon the unworthy. The god of Skypea names his techniques after thunder gods from various mythologies. Beating the drums on his back will facilitate the god to deploy various creature-shaped blasts of lightning, and God Enel's most powerful attack has the capacity to destroy an entire island. There are some more godly attributes that resides in this fruit. One can use their electric powers to reshape metal, move through conductive materials at high speeds, fire jolts of electricity into his body to jumpstart his heart. With the user of the mantra, one can listen to the electrical sound waves that traverses the very air itself, functioning as a sensory-like radar, and become a true god of thunder. But rubber beats thunder god. Number 1. The Pika No Me, or the Glint Fruit, with 71 volts. It was eaten by Borsalino, better known as Admiral Kizaru, becoming the element of light, turning the user into a light human, possibly making him the fastest man in the world. And with the use of the sacred Yala mirror, reflect off of any surface to move to a desired location. However, it does take a few seconds to charge to go into light speed, or instead of going up to you, he can be more willingly to laze around from a great distance away to play target practice by shooting destructive laser beams, or bedazzle you with a torrent of deadly light particles. On the other hand, he could easily go up to you and enlighten you with a peace sign, stunning you with a quick burst of blinding light. But if he does that, how else will he be able to have a lightsaber duel with you, forming a sword of the gathering clouds of heaven, a beam sword made out of pure light, to play Star Wars. All the above mentioned techniques are rather beaming and radiant, but good old Admiral Kizaru fancies the classic strong kicks.
光の速度で蹴られたことはあるかい?